Alright, so which English cover songs do you like to listen to? Igaku covered by Seneca Ryuyin, Absolute Zero covered by Trickle, or possibly your favorite one, Rabbit Hole. Japanese pop has been popular for its catchy melodies, upbeat rhythms, and visually appealing performance over the years, starting out in the 1960s until it truly rose to prominence in the 1990s, as iconic J-pop artists emerged from the ground to solidify the genre's place in the mainstream music industry, bringing a fresh and innovative sound that incorporates elements of hip-hop, R&B, and electronic music. Then over the years, it started to undergo several transformations, adapting to the changing musical landscape and emerging new genres and styles. Then in the early 2000s, J-pop experienced a surge in popularity due to the rise of idol groups, known for their large numbers and synchronized performances, which became a cultural phenomenon in Japan and paved a new way for a new generation of J-pop artists. As of now, J-pop is still continuing to evolve, incorporating elements of rock, EDM, and metal into its sounding, pushing the boundaries of the genre to create music that resonates not only with Japanese audiences but also fans around the world. So what is exactly a J-pop English cover? Well, to put it simply, it's performed in English either by the original artist or another artist, involving a re-recording the song with English lyrics, official or not, or having Japanese artists write and perform an entirely new English language song. It's quite refreshing to listen to if you're tired of listening only to Japanese, but save it for now, because there's something important that people, including myself, always ask this question about for the time being. Are J-pop English covers art? And which the answer is, well, it depends on your opinion, but for my preference, yes. I argue that J-pop English covers are art, as I want to acknowledge the audience from both reality and the internet about not only the existence of these J-pop English covers, but also respectfully appreciate them for offering new perspective on J-pop music, making it more accessible to non-Japanese speakers and potentially expanding its audiences, allowing fans to connect the emotional and thematic resonance of these songs that are more familiar to them and able to understand the English translation lyrics to enhance their appreciation for music and providing insights into the meaning and emotions that convey the lyrics despite not being fully directly connected to the Japanese lyrics. Speaking of translation, translating Japanese lyrics to English is very hard to do. It takes time to have a knowledge of translating everything after reading Speak Japanese in 90 Days, a self-study guide to becoming fluent by Kevin Marks, as it's a difficulty that stems from differences in grammar, sentence structure, and cultural nuances between the two languages. It also makes accurate translation difficult when Japanese songs, particularly with anime and Vocaloid context, use intentionally vague or unconventional word choices. However, there are some English lyrics translations that manage to accurately connect more of the emotion and author's purpose to the original. An example is usiwa, meaning shut up. It's a more offensive term than it seems in Japan, covered by Kiami and Rachi. This sound is covered completely powerfully and with the same tone and emotion as the original, which was about the criticism of society's so-called common sense, with Edo speaking on behalf of the members of society about their dissatisfaction and anger with Japanese society on the norms of the heritage. Since the word usiwa is more offensive in Japanese, the use of more potent cursing emphasized this in the English cover. It's really good to listen to both the original and cover songs, and I would recommend headbanging in your eardrums if you like being rebellious against the whole crappy society of the world that we live in. You know what I think about something important? Vocal performances. I wonder what they sound like. Vocal performances are quite the mixed bag. Some are great and solid,
I'm making up a way to my dream. Yeah, driving, looking like the part with this makeup. I just got up, spin at the scene, I'm shining brighter and
while others are just
I can hear you crying, take a breath and light your soul. Sing along for all tomorrow, we're all in, are you ready to go?
It's hard to replicate them perfectly from the original J-pop music, primarily due to the differences in the punctuation, rhythm, and vocal techniques. While these two languages share some phonetic sounds, significant variation exists in how they're used in the singing, leading to a lack of natureness when replicating it. Since most of these J-pop English covers really step up in the game, making them completely fired up after cooking up their very good performances, it's not a perfect word to see others to do it. Like, look at this for example. See my karaoke and listen to how horrible it is. Pocket them, or keep them alive. Breathe through the night, all my lungs burn inside. As I fake through this, that I never stop the clock. Can't come to mind, all the work, all day light. I'll drop to ride the train, and there is a go tonight. I've still kept struggling to sing English covers such as Slag Train, and even still struggling to this day. Well, with all that aside, there's one last thing to consider that's important enough to learn. So you have to listen to this. Otherwise, you're just looking at a black screen aimlessly and not hearing a single word of what I just said about the themes of mental illness. J-pop songs feature lyrics with themes that can be either light or heavy. Light themes, for example, are overjoyed and upbeat songs such as Po Pi Po by Ramza P, which fun fact doesn't have an actual official English version of it, which is about Miku's vegetable juice and how wonderful it is. Kawaii Kako Men, covered by Will Stenson, is about being cute. And Drop Pop Candy, covered by Juniphonic and Racial, is about an unrequited love. On the other side, there are also heavy themes that explore the darker topics of depression, melancholic, isolation, and angst. These songs with these heavy themes include Racing Into the Night by Yosabi, another fun fact. It too has an actual official English version, which is based on Mayo Hashino's short story, An Invitation from Thanos, as both song and story depicts a Baku that originally had positive thoughts but becomes sad as he can't feel joy now. Hayakononde, covered by Will Stenson, is about sailing men's daily lives of peak fatigue while struggling to overcome peer pressure and abnormality. And Dancing Girl, covered by Michi and Drazkili, is about identity, self-discovery, angst, freedom, empowerment, and joy. And also suicide if you watch the AMV. Yeah, it's messed up, but it conveys an accurate reality that isn't black or white, but more so, gray. These J-pop artists incorporate and explore these darker tones to understand the speakers of what they mean, manifesting them in various ways, which include melancholic melodies, introspective lyrics, and a focus on emotional depth rather than purely upbeat sentiments. It draws from a range of influences to contribute to its diverse sounds and thematical landscape. However, non-Japanese speakers don't really get the lyrics because, well, they're in Japanese, and instead just listen to the upbeat instruments rather than the depressing lyrics. So both the original and the other artists took matters into their own hands and decided to translate the Japanese lyrics into English, hoping that non-Japanese speakers would convey and understand the themes of these J-pop songs and appreciate them for their understanding. Jesus, that's a lot of info to come back with. Despite most of these J-pop English covers not really featuring a lot in the J-pop articles online, well, besides the history and definition of J-pop and Grammy Go article, I hope I decided to give you a lot of information I had that I made up on my sources and yap about it on YouTube. It'll give you the understatement to respectfully appreciate these English covers by offering a new perspective on J-pop music, making it more accessible to non-Japanese speakers, and potentially expanding its audiences to connect the emotion and thematical resonance that's more familiar to them and able to understand the English translation lyrics to enhance their appreciation for music and providing insights into the meaning and emotion that conveys the lyrics. And that's the end of the TED Talk. Thank you. Now go listen to Tsukiki Rai, meaning like dislike, covered by UTAU, SpongeBob, and Squidward, I guess.
La 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 la,